going on, everyone? I'm back again with another power rankings video. I missed last week, so I apologize for that, but it was a crazy week. I just didn't have time to record. So this week, we're doing our power rankings after week 2. So this is technically my first power rankings of stage 2. And then this coming week is week 3, and then we have the major. So we're so close to the major already, which is pretty crazy because it feels like major 1 was like just yesterday. So this is awesome. We got 2 majors technically in the same month of March, which is awesome. But let's hop right into these power rankings, kicking it off with number 12. I have the Paris Legion. I mean, Legion have been 12 and 11 this entire time. They pretty much go back and forth every single week, similarly to the team I have right above them, which is the New York Subliners. These teams just kind of switch and swap no matter, depending on their results. Sometimes, when Paris gets that 1 win, they go up. When NYSL got that 1 win, they went up. And now with NYSL's recent roster change, putting Clayster on the bench and bringing in Paul X, this team looks a lot better. I mean, they won 2 hard points, so instead of being 0 and 13, I think they're 2 and 13 now in hardpoint. So this team definitely looks better, and I do think they look like a competent team where you can no longer just write them off in all of their matches, obviously, unless they're playing Paris. So I think this team is the kind of team that actually could have some upset potential, and is a team we might see rising up in the rankings as the season goes on. Next up at number 10, we have the Seattle Surge, who are dropping 3 spots from last week. The Surge are definitely the most volatile team in my power rankings. I mean, at the beginning of the year they were at 1. At one point, they were all the way down here at 10, then they moved back up to like 7 last week, and now they're back down at 10. This is one of those teams that just they've been very inconsistent, and they're very hard to judge. If I pull up the standings I have next to me right now, in the overall standings right now they're in 10th, as well as they're in 10th in this major standing, so it kind of makes sense to put them here. I mean, they're 1 and 3 right now. Obviously their 1 win is against FaZe, but they just don't look that great. There's something about when they play FaZe that apparently they're really good. They're definitely the FaZe killers, but this is definitely a team that I don't think can be any higher than this at the moment. Coming in at number 9, in the same spot as the last power rankings, we have the LA Gorillas. I wanted to move them up, but I feel like the teams above them have just been performing better. I mean, the Gorillas are 2 and 1 so far in this stage, so they're definitely looking good, and they have some tough matches coming up. I know they're playing OpTic and I think LAT, so there's definitely going to be some tough matches coming up to help them possibly move up or down in these power rankings. But this is a team that I like and I want to move up, but I just can't justify it based on how the other teams above them have been performing. At number 8, we have the Florida Mutineers, who are up 2 spots from the last power rankings. They've been looking really good. I mean, they're 2 and 1 currently, similarly to LAG, but I think they overall just look a little bit stronger. I mean, they have a 6 and 3 map count, so they've been performing pretty well, right? Only letting up 3 maps in their 3 series that they've played so far, and then obviously the 3 maps they lost were to OpTic, so they pretty much had 2 sweeps and then got swept. The match against OpTic, I'm not going to hold a lot of weight because OpTic is far and above beyond Florida, so when it comes to these rankings, I think Florida deserves to be at number 8. Then at number 7, the lowest this team has been all year long, I have the LA Thieves down 3 spots from 4 to 7. It hurts me to do this, it hurts me to put them down here, but they've really not been performing, and like I said at the beginning of the year when I started these power rankings, I want these to be very subjective and very moving based on what happens in each week, and LA Thieves have been performing bad, so they deserve to fall. They should not still be a top 5 team in the power rankings based on how they've been performing. I mean, they're 0 and 3 currently. They got to clutch up and try and get 2 and 3 after this weekend. But 4 and 9 map count so far through stage 2. Definitely not good. Their hard point has not looked nearly as good as it once was. Their search and destroy is obviously not great. They were able to pull out a map against Rocker, but they got destroyed in that map 5. This is just a team that there's something going on that they need to figure out. I don't know if it's their vetoes. Their vetoes definitely could use some work. But overall, this team just doesn't deserve to be higher than 7 right now, in my opinion. Then coming in at number 6, the team that just reverse swept the LA Thieves, we have Minnesota Rocker up 2 spots. I believe this is the highest I've had Rocker all year long, so congrats to them for making it up this far. They're currently 2 and 2, so they're right in the middle of the pack when it comes to this stages standings. But overall, I think the Rocker looked pretty solid in their recent series against the Thieves. This is definitely a team you could never count out. Part of me wanted to put like Florida or even LAG maybe above them, but it was kind of hard to do that because, for one, Rocker's higher than them on the actual CDL standings, and also that would kind of mean I had to drop LAT even further, and I don't think they deserve to fall that much further than 7. So I put Rocker above LA Thieves definitely because they just beat them. So this whole mixture between 6 and 9, I think you could have some differences in there compared to what I have, but this is just what I settled on for my power rankings. Now, coming into our top 5, we have the Toronto Ultra in the same spot as the last power rankings. The Ultra honestly don't look that good. They're 1 and 2 right now, the 7 and 7 map count, so at least their map count is even, but overall the Ultra just don't look great. This is a team that I don't have a lot of faith in, honestly, going up against most of the teams in a league. They just kind of look inconsistent. I mean, Cammy will drop like 30 and 15 one map and then drop 15 and 30 the next map, so there's definitely a lot of inconsistencies. I mean, Kleenex has definitely been their best player, and now he has COVID, so who knows how he'll feel going into this coming weekend with their matches, if he'll feel better, if he'll even play, if they have to bring in Hixie. Overall, I'm not really sure how to feel about this Ultra team, so I kind of just kept them at number 5. Now, moving into our top 4, the highest this team has been all year long, we have the Boston Breach up 2 spots. Boston has very, very much surprised me this season long. At the beginning of the year, I honestly didn't have much hope for them. You know, they had Methods and TJ, 2 vets that kind of had a lot to prove and weren't really too great in recent years. I mean, Methods was pretty good, but he got dropped for Insight, unfortunately. And then you had Nero and Capsule, who I knew nothing about because I am very bad at keeping up with challengers. So this team I had very low expectations for, and they've absolutely blown that out of the water. This is the team that I have been picking a lot now in my pick'ems and have been really supporting because they proved me wrong. My original opinion of them was definitely not nearly what they are, and it's awesome to see a team like this. I mean, they're 3-0 right now in this Major 2, 9 and 3 map count, so they're perfectly even with OpTic when it comes to tied for that first spot in Stage 2 standings. This is definitely a team I think can beat a lot of teams. Do I think they'll beat the top 3? Probably not, but I think anyone below them they can definitely compete with. But on any given day, I think they can compete with anyone, so that's why I have them at number 4. And then I think our top 3 are pretty much set at this point in the year. I'm going to put all 3 obviously up on the screen. I mean, we got Ravens, FaZe, and then OpTic. These are going to be the top 3 probably for a majority of the year. I could see maybe Ravens falling if like Ultra starts doing really good again, or Thieves start doing really good again, or maybe Boston keeps up their current form that they're in. But I think these are going to pretty much be the top 3 all year long. These 3, you know, place top 3 at the Major. They're top. They're not actually top 3 right now in the standings. FaZe is technically in 6th because they're 2-1. But these teams overall just look really, really good. OpTic undisputed number 1, without a doubt the best looking team currently in the league. 3-0 map count, 9 and 3, or 3-0 series count, 9 and 3 map count currently in the stage. Overall, looking really, really good. But with this weekend, we got OpTic versus FaZe, which is going to be super fun to watch. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens this weekend so I could do my power rankings going into Major 2, because I think we're going to see some big shifts this weekend. I think we're going to see some teams either really flop, like LA, who might lose all their matches this stage, or they're going to win their 2 this weekend and they're going to look a lot better. So I'm definitely excited to see how that goes. If you enjoyed this power rankings and want to see more, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below what you think about the power rankings. If there's anything you would switch, if there's anything you think is really wrong in these rankings, definitely let me know. I want to hear your insight. And with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.